Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I am back this week. I'm Meena Puri, founder of Ayurvedic Healing Center and the Inner Compass Club, your online portal for healing, evolution, and growth. So this has been a bit of a challenge on the live end. I'm hoping that all is well as I'm talking via the Zoom screen. Oh, I see. I see that looks like that I am on. So, okay. I usually work with the Zoom screen because there is a little bit of a time gap between my talking and how it appears on the Facebook, especially when I'm using Zoom. So anyways, so welcome back to this week's Straight Talk. So as I woke up this morning and I was contemplating, I had another idea, another topic that I wanted to discuss, which I will disclose with you at the end of the video, as I have postponed that talk till the following week. So what was on my mind was, the eclipse, what is the meaning, what's happening with the eclipse individually in people's personal lives. And what I also noticed, that another topic that was on my mind was the resistance and denial. And then I'm thinking about spring cleanse. And then it just hit me how all of these topics are related. So as I mentioned on my straight talk, so the topics that I talk about, it is not one. I usually talk about what's on top of mind and what shows up in my practice with my clients. So this is my hope that when I share them here, some of the wisdoms and the insights and the resolutions that may be helpful for wider audience as well. So let's talk about resistance. We all have it. We all have denial as well, but we all necessarily don't see it. We don't see our resistance. We don't see our denial. And as I started to think about it, I think the reason is, which we do not see, is what we resist and whatever we are denying is because it's feeding our beliefs, it's reinforcing our beliefs. So many times we rationalize, we give intellectual explanations, and all the reasons seem really, really logical. And they make us feel good when we explain the problems away, right? The reason why it feels good, because it's actually connecting or arm in arm with your beliefs. So we get to remain stuck, remain comfortable, and talk ourselves out of what may be hiding in the shadow for you to see, and that actually may be the same thing that's keeping you stuck. So the question I ask you is this: where is there resistance in your current situations? I see we always resist growth because there is that element of responsibility showing up and overcoming the fear of being judged, overcoming the fear of not being enough, not being 100% correct, politically correct. We don't want to upset anybody. So there is that kind of, resistance. And many times I see it in my clients. They really want to do the deeper healing work, but they are afraid. They're scared as to what might show up. Will they be able to handle it or not handle it? Or thinking, well, maybe I'll just do it myself. And they've been saying that for years. And I already know it. So there's a gap between knowing and doing. And they talk themselves out of, because the deep belief that we all share is I'm not enough. I'm not the expert. Who am I to flourish and thrive and jump into the new timeline? Who am I to dream big? So this is a very common underlying belief that all of us have. Many of us, that belief gets reinforced or replayed when we have past experiences, traumas, and incidents that we have not healed that have again reinforced the belief that we're not enough. But at the same time, it actually came about so we can heal that belief, but we don't know that. So, and now we have this whole solar eclipse that's coming on Monday. So I've been really tuned into the, not really, as much as I can, I'm no expert, but I find the whole cosmic energy, the astrology, very interesting and many times right on the point. So I use that to help me navigate my energy, manage my energy, and to tune into what's being asked of me. So the solar eclipse is really that the light of the sun is covered very momentarily, maybe, I don't know, 3 minutes. I don't know the details, but you can't see, it's darkness, right? So corresponding to the darkness within us, we don't see our own resistance. And we are left kind of in that state, like take a pause. Do you really believe you cannot see? And then, okay, let's go with it that I don't really know, all is okay. And then the light, the darkness is lifted. So it's an opportunity for us to really see something for the very first time. And perhaps what we believe was true, it actually is not true. So the new knowing can come into surface. And if we know that, we can be prepared for it. And because it's very difficult to come face to face with our own denial. It's very uncomfortable. We resist it even more. We resist the resistance, right? So the solar eclipse is an opportunity, is a big opportunity, is a big nudge for us to get rid of that resistance. Now, why do we want to do that? So everything we resist is actually zapping our energy to that what we can allow, right? So if we have a lot of our energy invested in the resistance, we don't have a lot of energy for allowance. We actually are blinded by our own beliefs, which are formed by our past experiences. So in a way, we are really stuck in the past. So we are stuck in the past, but our aspirations are telling us, oh, wish I could do the things I wanted to do. I wish I want to feel how it feels to thrive. I want to be happy. I want that wonderful relationship. I want the great health. I want to finish that project. But our aspirations are impeded by the weight of these beliefs and the resistance, and we don't know what's going on. So there's a lot of inner conflict. I want to do all of this. How come I can't do it? Right? It's not possible for us to see ourselves. We all have blinders on. It does not matter how evolved we get. We all have a shadow side. We can't see ourselves in the forest of, full of trees. We need to step back. So that's why you need to reach out for guidance and help. So tune into where are you stuck in your life? Be honest. Then tune into, do you really know why you're stuck? Do you really know what the problem is? Anytime when I ask my clients this question, they, we put the computer away, the pen away, and I'm like, okay, now you tell me, what do you think is really going on? 9 times out of 10, they actually know, or they have some idea of what's going on. So ask yourself that question. What do you think is really going on in the areas of life that you're stuck, that you're suffering? The insights are going to come to you. There's going to be that inner nudge. It's going to feel uncomfortable. But if you stay with it, and if it's a real deal, it's going to nudge you again. If you want to live a guided life, when I say a guided life, a life that is guided internally, internally with your deeper knowing, your own intuitive power, your own way of aligning your inner beliefs with your outer actions. So that's a guided life, that's a conscious life, okay? Then you will get the answer. So that's the answer that I want you to pay attention to. Then, so it's really the cosmos are really asking us to do that. Like I said, because I don't want to talk about the solar eclipse, to be honest with you. I'm not an astrologer. But I picked up whatever little I needed to pick up to make sense to me in a way that it makes sense to me. So for me to come on and talk about the solar eclipse, please don't misunderstand. I'm not an astrologer. This is what I picked up. So although the topic on my mind was something different, but this morning I woke up with this like a resistance. Why do people resist? And it's springtime, and it's time to, the rebirth and renewal energy is there, and the solar eclipse. So I went with what my intuition told me, that all of these things are interconnected, and that was going to be the topic of conversation. Okay. So that's how I used my knowing. That's how I used the current energy, the current times that we are in, and it just all fitted together. So I'm just going with the flow, and that's what I'm talking about when I talk about, can you tune into the energy? It means the energy is it's going to poke at things that you already know. So they're going to come to the surface of your awareness. So tune into that awareness and go with the flow, go with it, right? If your awareness is telling you, that what I'm saying is, my beliefs, my past, there's so much there. Don't hide it. Don't pretend to not see and not know that which you know. That pretending confuses your psyche and is the major cause of anxiety, something that in the Western medicine they totally overlook, right? That's the cause of anxiety. When you truly deeply know, but you still continuously are going against what you know, and you're pretending you didn't see what you see. Pretending you really don't know it. That's denial and resistance. So one thing I want to assure you that this is challenging. It's not like, okay, sure, I now know. This is deeper work, okay? This is difficult work. So what I want to assure you that is that nothing ever comes to your knowing that you're not strong enough to see it. We have a built-in defense mechanism to keep us safe. So if it is showing up, trust your own power to be able to deal with it. Trust it. And if it's not showing up, don't deliberately, it's like dig holes. But I mean, if something is not, you're not seeing it, we don't deliberately go look for trouble. Healing is very organic. It just means that you are not carrying the past you into today, because today you're different. So can you open up to that and be curious and say, I wonder what today is going to bring. I wonder what I'm going to know today. So here you're not forcing yourself. Okay. We don't go digging into the past just because it's fun, because it's actually horrible. It's not fun. But when you say yes, what needs to heal, what you're ready to heal is going to show up. Just trust the process. Okay. So this can be a little exercise for you for the solar eclipse. The energies, from what I hear, is I'm already feeling it. And they're going to continue on more intentionally a week later, but also for the longer term 6 months. So you'll notice on my video that I wasn't able to put the description or anything because wherever the information I needed to put on, it just kept going. It was half of it was hidden on my screen 3 times. That's why I'm a little bit late. It's like, what is going on? So I didn't put any on because I couldn't put it on. It wasn't completely on my screen. So I just saw a tiny little button to the right says go live. So I just went live and I'll have to fix that later. So already I can notice the energy is a little bit chaotic. So what is it asking us to do? Stay calm, right? When the energy is chaotic, what does that mean to go with the energy? Understand if there's a little bit of chaos happening within you, like being excited and scared at the same time, being wanting to do all kinds of things, but not have the mental or the physical energy to actually do it and getting frustrated. So stay calm. Everything doesn't need to get done today. So stay calm. Always do one thing, one tiny step. That's it. That's the magic step. The first step is a magic step. So what I did, I couldn't put the information on. So I'm like, whatever. So I just went live and I'll have to go fix that later because I could have gotten really flustered and thinking, oh my God, this is all going to get all screwed up. You know, I said 1 o'clock. It's already like 1:02. You prepare and then life happens. So you have to make room for life. That's what it means to be anchored inside. So when the outer world around us can become tumultuous, chaotic, your inner self stays ever present, and you anchor yourself in your inner state of being. How do we develop that? That comes from doing the healing work. That comes from when we do the healing work, we up the level of our consciousness. When we increase the level of our consciousness, we are more conscious. When we are more conscious, very little blindsides us or hijacks our better intentions. We live life consciously. We trust the conscious intuition. We trust our process. We begin to trust ourselves. So there could be a hurricane outside, but I begin to trust myself. So that's a part and parcel of doing the deeper healing work, healing your past experiences, healing the past wounds. We all got wounded along the life of journey. We got to heal it, because if we don't heal it, it's like the whole life you were wounded. One incident can rewound you. We don't want to do that. So it's just zapping our precious human energy, human life. So staying within, staying anchored to yourself. What else? Oh, two things that I want to mention before I move on to the spring cleanse and how that's connected. So in my membership program, it's called the Inner Compass Club. It's a membership for healing, your emotional healing. There's all kinds of topics there, but I talk about a very specific process that you can go through to let go of the resistance. It's a deep process, but it's very, very helpful. It works. It works for hundreds of my clients, if not more. I'm being always conservative. But so take a look at that membership. I will put the link in the comments after I'm done with the live. You can go back and take a look. Okay. And second thing, what I wanted to see, and the meditations, why meditations are such a powerful necessary tool, is this is how we're going to stay calm, right? We don't stay calm because we want to stay calm. It's kind of like saying, I am calm, right? You know, I'm not angry, right? So, see, we don't believe we're angry. Meditation is a way for you to cultivate your inner world, establish a relationship with it, anchor in it. So in the times of upheaval, you're anchored. So I have a program, which is just meditations for deep healing. It's all meditations. There are 21 healing journey meditations, and 5 deep soul journeys right on the online portal. You can download them, and you have my 3 months support via Q&A inside that portal. That link I will also put in the comments. Okay. So now we talked about resistance and denial. Okay. We talked about the importance of staying anchored within via meditations. And this is my way. You can stay anchored whatever anchors you. People do singing, dancing, there's another, ways, or prayer. But it's all meditation, really, because when we are present in our singing becomes a meditation. When we are really dancing, that becomes a meditation. So ultimately, it's all meditations mean is to go beyond the thinking mind and connect with something bigger of yourself. So you become expanded. Your perspective shifts and expands. Okay, now on to the spring cleanse. So Ayurveda recommends doing a cleanse during springtime. This is how it goes with the flow of the current energy. In the wintertime, with the holidays, colder weather, limited activity, shorter days, we tend to reduce the activity and we tend to eat more. Okay, it's comforting. Comes the springtime, we need to change our eating. So we go with the energy of eating lighter, eating what the earth produces, a lot of greens, a lot of light things. Why? So we can detoxify the body from the overconsumption of heavy food in the wintertime, right? And if you eat according to the seasons and do a cleanse, at least in the springtime, you're really keeping disease at bay. This is a prevention technique. It's a prevention, what do you call it? It's a prevention process, okay? So take a look at your eating. And so what are some of the heavy things that we want to avoid? We all know it, right? Meat products are always heavier to digest. Sugar is a big no-no. And overeating, snacking, a lot of unnatural processed food, excess salt. So this is easy for me to say. You can actually read a list of things not to eat. How is that going for you? See, I'm not the only one with this spring cleanse information. You can find thousands of resources. It's not the resources we lack. It's applying the resources where we need help and guidance. We have the knowledge, but that's why we want to get the expert so they can show us how to use that knowledge specifically for you, right? So I've created the Spring Cleanse book, which has the whole process, the meals, the simple menu, the FAQs and vitamins and herbs and all the daily self-care and recipes. It's a very comprehensive, it's 38, maybe 40 pages. It's quite comprehensive. I have kind of refined it over the last couple of years, really, so people have all the information they need, but they still don't do it. There are some who don't do it. It's because they read the information, it's all so good, they don't carry it through. You need help. You need guidance. So below in the comments, I work with people in a cycle of 3 months, but just for the spring cleanse, I will be offering a shorter program. I think there are 3 appointments or something, which I'll put the link in the comments below as well, that you can, if you want to do the spring cleanse properly and you want my guidance, so I can show you how to start, what's going on in the process and where you're going from here, get at least a baseline, consulting baseline, a picture of your health. it's a good idea. Okay, so take a look at that link. What else did I want to say? And, a few things that you can already begin with is, I'm sure you already know this information, but here it goes again. It's, ginger, hot water, ginger tea, any liquid warm things are good. Soupy things are good. Adding some bitter greens like dandelions or kale, a handful can help cleanse the system. Reducing sugar, reducing alcohol if there's any recreational drugs that you're using. So we want to really clear the body of foreign things that it does not recognize. So any unnatural food, processed food, body doesn't recognize because it's either, GMO, a lot of pesticide. So what happens is over the years and the environmental pollutants and the quality of the food and our eating habits and behavior and the food being available 24/7, we have actually kind of made the body's intelligence dumber, right? We have played with the intelligence of the body. So the body needs to learn to come back to its own intelligence. In order for it to do that, you have to start treating it as if it is intelligent. You have to start giving it intelligent foods. So you have to stop putting so much of the food products that are not food for the body, so the body can once again rejuvenate, recreate itself, and rebirth the new you. So eating a cleaner diet. So why food is, I hope you guys have my first book that I've written, Healing Your Relationship with Food. I may, if I remember, put the link there as well. It talks a lot about our emotional eating, addictions to food, and how Ayurveda can help you solve those problems with a handful of my quick, easy recipes that even if you don't know anything about cooking, that you can begin to do. So I'll put that link there as well. But, we talked about beliefs. We talk about resistance and denial. Food is a major source of comfort, and it should be, but we have to look at where we're using it overly for comfort, overusing it for comfort. And how is that creating the state of our health today? Because of so much information, and because we keep harping on food only or recipes only, we actually don't get to the core of the problem. Okay. Just like alcohol isn't the problem, food isn't the problem, it's our relationship with it. So again, our beliefs about ourselves are going to reinforce our bad eating habits. So until we heal deeply, I can give you all the recipes in the world. And I can give you the most profound wisdom and information. It's useless. You can't use it. It's a little chilly here today. So get help, guys. Reach out for help. Help is available. You're worth it. Get healthy. It's 2024, solar eclipse, springtime. Stop wishing and wanting. Actually, just do it. When the help is available, reach out for help. So what I want to do now, also if you have, if you get to watch this video, I would love your feedback. Are these things helpful for you? And I would love for you to add in comments. What was your takeaway? If there are any other topics that you want to discuss, put them in the comments. I'll be happy to address them next week. So here is the live next week, which please join. I'm going to talk about the physical diseases and their psychological component that nobody looks at, because we get a physical disease, we run to the doctor, we want a pill, something to cover it up, right? But if we begin to think deeper, you're actually better off. And so the confusion as to how this disease came about is no longer there. You become in charge of your own health. You become the captain of your own ship. Don't you want that? So that's going to be the big part of the topic that I'll be discussing next week. So do come. And on that note, so happy solar eclipse, for lack of a better word. I hope that it proves to be transformational for you. I hope that you're able to tune into the energy and connect with the cosmic energy, and that you come into an expanded, a happier, healthier version of yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you next week.